fans, and welcome to another French Fried Trains Minecraft tutorial. This one's going to be a little different. This is just going to be a quick tutorial on how to use the structure command to copy and paste things in Minecraft. And for this, I've made some very basic train cars that looks like a 3-year-old made them, but we're not worried about details. This is just so you have an idea of how to do it here. The most important thing on the structure command is you've got to know your cardinal directions. So I've made this compass rose in my world to show us just so we can visualize it. That way south, north's over here, west's over there, east is over there. And where we stand when we place things is going to be different based on which way our tracks go. So for going this way, which is north and south, we're going to come down here. I've knocked out one corner of this track because I want to copy the track. And we want the coupler, so we're going to stand on bottom aligned with the coupler here. And we're basically going to get the coordinate. So you're going to have your coordinate showing. Write down that coordinate. Then we're drawing an imaginary box. So on the other side, we have to go to the other side of it into the top corner. So I'm going to stand aligned with the coupler, or it's going to take that extra piece of track. And then I'm going to come right up till I'm a little bit above it here, so I know that it's going to get all of it. We're going to come into our command menu, type slash the word structure, space the word save, space, and we name it. I'm just going to name it the letter A to save time, but you can name it whatever you want. Then we're going to type in another space, and we're going to put that coordinate that we wrote down. So mine was 0, space 4, space negative 101. Your coordinate will be different. Then we're going to do a space, tilde mark, space, tilde mark, space, tilde mark. The 3 tilde marks tell it where I'm standing now, and it makes it so we don't have to write down a second coordinate. So once it's typed in with your correct coordinate, we go ahead and enter that in, and you should get a message that it saved the structure. Now when we go to place this, we have to stand in the northwest corner of the build. And the build, when we place it, is going to be going off to the south and to the east of us. So we have to make sure we calculate things correctly. It's a good idea to save a copy of your world before you do this, in case you screw up. I'm going to fill in that corner real quick. So we have to know how long this was. And we went coupler to coupler here. So for this little build, it was 9 blocks coupler to coupler for what we saved. So I'm going to come off the northwest side of this, and I'm going to put a temporary block down 9 blocks long. Then we'll knock off the end one because we want to be on the 9th block. And if we stand on top of it, it'll go 1 block in the air, and that won't be right. So now that we're on our 9th block out on the northwest corner, like I said, the build's going to go to the south and to our east. We're going to come back into the command menu to place it. So for this, we're going to type slash the word structure, space, load, space, whatever you named it. I named mine A. Then we're going to put space, tilde mark, space, tilde mark, space, tilde mark to tell it where I am standing right now. Then we'll enter it, and it will copy in. And if we've done everything correctly, it should be aligned. So now we have 2 train cars. And this is really handy for our builds when we're doing passenger trains with multiples of the same coaches. Now over here we have some east-west tracks. So we're going to have to obviously stand in a different area to place it here. Now if this was a different car, you'd have to do another structure save to save it, but I'm just going to use the same car and also show you how to rotate it. So we have to go to the northwest corner again, and it's going to be coming off to the south and the east. So for that one, it's going to be right here, and I'm going to stand right here 1 block in front of the coupler because we want the couplers to line up. So we'll stand right here, we'll come in, we'll do slash structure, space load, space whatever you named it, then 3 tilde marks with spaces in between them. Then we're going to rotate it, and you can see up there you have some options. We want to do either 270 degrees or 90 degrees to turn it sideways from how it was. We're going to do 90 _ degrees. Then we'll go ahead and enter the command, and it should place it correctly and rotate it so it's sideways this way. But let's say this was an asymmetrical build and you placed it the wrong way. You didn't want it with that yellow dot on that side. It's a little bit of trial and error to see which rotation you want. So we'll just do it again. Stand in that same spot. We'll type in the same command, /structure, space load, space whatever you named it, then 3 tilde marks with spaces, then space. This time we'll do 270 _ degrees. And now it's placed it, but rotated the other way, so now you see that yellow block is on the other side. But let's say you want a third car on this, so we just come to the northwest corner again, stand on the bottom, because if we stand up here, it'll be a block higher. And we'll just type in that same command and do it again. This is really handy, like when we were building commuter rail trains, like the TRE train we just did, for copying in multiple of the same coach car. It saves you a lot of time. So we've done it again. Now we've got a third car. So it is a pretty powerful tool. Like I said, the most important thing is knowing your cardinal directions. Let's say we wanted to add a third car on this one here, but we wanted it on the other side. If you remember, when we copied this in, we had to count 9 blocks out to get to the northwest corner. But if we were to do it on this side, the northwest corner is right here. We don't have to count anything out. So I'll knock this out and align directly in front of the coupler and stand here because this is the northwest corner on this side. And we put in that same command, /structure, space load, space whatever we named it, and then 3 tilde marks with spaces in between. And now it's placed one on this side for us. This is a really powerful tool. It's really good for copying train cars. I used it for other things, like when I built an apartment complex. I just built one apartment and copied it over and over and over till I had the whole building. You could also use it for tall buildings if you don't mind everything inside being the same on each floor. So you could just build one floor and keep copying that floor up as tall as you wanted it. Now there are a couple limitations to it. For length and width, I believe it can't go over 64 blocks. You'll get an error. So you can't build too big and copy, but it's still very helpful. Another thing to note is, if you're copying something like a locomotive, where you have the handrails sticking off the side, when you do your save command, you're going to have to stand 1 block off to the side, not directly on the side of the tracks. Otherwise, it's going to cut off your railings when you place it. And then when you place it, you're going to have to stand 1 block to the side of the tracks as well, because it's got to compensate for that extra block where the handrails are. Otherwise, your tracks will move over by 1. But there we have it, folks. That's how we use the structure command to copy something in Minecraft. I just wanted to make this video because I just realized I keep saying in my builds, use the structure command to copy in the train car, and I realize some people might not know how to do it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And everyone have a great week. Stay safe out there.